Testing 1 2. Good morning, team. This is Master B here. Happy Saturday. Um, I'd like to do a weekly review of the video that I just sent you guys in the post about the quarter points. What I wanted to show was the breakdown of the ES this week on the quarter point theory and how I use it with the Fibonacci. So I'm going to start with Monday, which was the 22nd, okay? And we're going to take each day by day and see how the quarter point theory works, and that if you apply it and be patient and wait for price action to come through the different levels that we look for, the 78, the golden ratio zone, and take it up to the next quarter point. Okay, so on Monday, basically what I do is when I come in, I just put my Fibonacci from the previous quarter point to the next quarter point, okay, and I look for either my 78 or the golden ratio zone to be respected, and I take it up to the next quarter point. Okay, so roughly about 8 o'clock, we did not have any pull downs to the zone. Okay, you could have had an entry up into the quarter point. Now, once she breaks a quarter point, all I do is I just move my fib up to the next quarter points. Okay, and then at this point, I'm looking for 78 being respected. Okay, we had several taps on the 78, and I got tone going north. I'm going to take it up to the 23, and that is a successful trade for Monday. Now, the beautiful thing about this particular strategy is that I don't need past data in order to apply my future projections of where price action might go. Okay, so you don't have to worry about this, already being in, it already happened, yada, 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 because basically what I'm doing is based on the quarter points, right? And those quarter points are already mapped out for me because it's a price level. Okay, so that's the 22nd, which was good. All right, 9:45, 10 o'clock flip. She respected the 78. You took it up to the next quarter point. So that day is a check for good, right? All right, so then we go to the 23rd. All right, same thing. Now price is above this quarter point, right? But she's okay. Let me back up one. In between the quarter points, guys, there's a mid-range level, which is the 50% line. Okay, that's the mid-range between the quarter points. Okay, you got to pay attention to that, because if it's not above this mid-range, right, it's going down to the previous quarter point. That's how I'm able to tell which quarter points is going to get hit. And here on Tuesday, we got a perfect example, right? All right. So I go from quarter point to quarter point. Now, the people who are thinking about, well, which way do you draw the quarter point? I'm just going to debunk that myth, right? So I drew it down, okay? Now I'm going to draw another one up, and I want to show you guys something. That midway point is equal on both sides. It's equal on both sides. So it doesn't matter which way you draw it, okay? You're going to get that mid-range, right? Now, once you see price respecting that mid-range, then you know that you could take off the correct fib. Okay? All right. So on Monday, she went up and she hit that mid-range point. Okay? So this is, sometimes you'll hear me say, guys, don't fall in love with the upside because she hasn't broke the mid-range yet. Okay? So on this trade this particular morning, you could have got your ticks from the quarter point to the mid-range. Once she started respecting the mid-range, okay, you knew, not knew, but it's a high possibility she's going back down to the quarter point because she didn't break the mid-range. Okay, so you could have either got your trade here, going down because this is a 10 o'clock flip, right? Look at this. From here to here, that's 28 ticks. That's 7.25 points back down to the quarter point. Okay? All right. So on Tuesday, it didn't come until the late afternoon. But remember, if you are on for the late afternoon, just slide your Fibonacci down, right, from quarter point to quarter point, and look for your 78 on the downside. Look for your 78 short right there. Okay, notice the consolidation right at the 78. All right, that was Tuesday. Let's move on to Wednesday. Okay, so here we have Wednesday, right? 8 o'clock. Market is going up, pre-market. Take your Fibonacci, go from quarter point to quarter point. Okay, now we have two areas that we are concerned with. One is the 78. Okay, now you see how she doesn't come all the way down to the 78. Our next zone for possible entry long would be our old-time favorite golden ratio zone. Okay, now being that she broke here, but she never made it to the 78, then she starts curving and respecting the 61. See, there's one tap, two taps, respect to the 61. I'm looking for a long now. So I'm waiting for a close above the zone, taking it to the next quarter point. Okay, so that was the 24th. Moving on to the 25th. Okay, one thing about these quarter points is that the quarter points are already in. All right, so price action goes down. Take your quarter point to quarter point, right? Just get you a little mid-range. Okay, and then you could pretty much take this off. Okay, so at let's see, 8 o'clock, we're in consolidation. The mid-range is not being respected. Not being respected, guys. Okay, we got to be patient. Wait for the 10 o'clock flip. She is going through the mid-range. That may be possible. You could have got a couple of ticks when we got a respect right here. That was the first respect. Okay, she took it up, but she never took out. She never took out that swing, right? So in this particular case, you want to take what the market gave you and wait. You might have had another trade here when she broke the mid-range, expecting it to go down there. Failed, but you could have got some ticks out of there, right? So it wasn't until close to 10 o'clock. I'm looking for respect of support and resistance areas. The mid-range quarter points are our major support and resistance areas. Okay? Once she respected that, meaning that we had a thrust, pull back, first green bar, I'm long to the quarter point. Okay? That was on the 25th. Now on the 20s, let's see, 26. All right. Now notice how you can use this if you guys are trading later in the afternoon. Notice how you can use, this was a perfect setup right here. Quarter point to quarter point. And we got a perfect textbook respect. Respect of the 78. Perfect textbook to the next quarter point. if you were still on after 11 o'clock. Okay. And last but not least, Fridays. Fridays was an excellent mid-range long to the quarter points. Okay. So at, let's see here. We would have been on in the morning. Market was going up, quarter point to quarter point, right? What we're looking for, beautiful, beautiful respect of the 78. Beautiful respect of the 78 at 8:17 in the morning, 8 o'clock, right? Bam. Quarter point to quarter point. If you was on in the afternoon, market is going down, right? Quarter point. Oh, put your quarter points on, right? Find the levels. Just trade the levels. Find the levels, right? Okay. She comes down, broke the 78. Okay. Just short of the 23, no problem, right? That's a nice little scalp right there. She comes back, goes back down again. Now, you don't want to be blindsided to think that, okay, she's going to the quarter point. No, we have to still respect market structure. Okay. On this second attempt down to the quarter point, she puts in a double bottom, which is also a W bottom. So we cannot forget the stuff that we already know, right? Okay, once she created that double bottom, that alerted me that, hey, she might not be going to the next quarter point. So what I do, I flip my Fibonacci round and I take it the other way. Now I'm looking for, where's my 78, which is here. And notice how it came very close to the previous 78, by the way. Okay, there's my 78, right? If she doesn't come to my 78, my next zone respect is my golden ratio zone. Okay, that is how I systematically trade my chart. Quarter point to quarter point, put my fib on, find the mid-range, see what she's doing around the mid-range, okay? Because the average tick amount from mid-range, okay, to the next quarter point, you're talking about almost 12 points, okay? If she goes down, heading down towards the next quarter point, right? Don't fall in love with it because one, there was a previous bottom there. So we have to break that. So what you want to do is you want to take your stop loss. Okay? You want to take your stop loss, right? And you want to follow it down just in case she doesn't break that double bottom. You're still in profit, right? You don't want to have your stop loss up here saying, oh, she's going to the quarter point, okay? When you got a market structure bottom there, follow it down, right? She comes back, okay, you made a nice little profit there. Plus, I don't know if you guys have the MACD on yours, but we have divergence. Anybody who's not familiar with divergence is, you have price action coming down and your indicator is going up. That is divergence. It is a reversal. And off to the races she went. Okay? This is a quick 15-minute video on the weekly recap on quarter point to quarter point. Put in your fib, find your mid-range, and market structure. Okay, guys? All right, my 2 cents. Master B out.